welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you are new here, well, welcome in. Thanks for subscribing. This is the Gilded Leaf, a space for tea, soul work, and plant wisdom, for the quiet conversations that live beneath the surface. So wherever you're listening from, I invite you to put on your headphones or your AirPods, settle in, take a breath, because that's what we do here, and join me for a few moments of gentle reflection. Hi, I'm Bridget, the writer and voice behind the Gilded Leaf. And if we're sitting together right now, this is the part where I'd slide you this warm cup of tea. Take a breath and say, okay, here's my truth. For those that don't know me, I'm a leaf lover, a tea drinker, a gardener, a tea fanatic. Honestly, I drink tea all day, every day, 365 days a year. And with that, well, I pee a lot. Tea has always been one of the constant comforts in my life. The one thing that shows up for me no matter what season I'm in. It steadies me, beloveds. It's a hug for me all day long. I think it's the daily ritual of boiling water, steeping leaves, and pausing long enough to notice myself. Because that's where the good stuff is, right? The milk and honey of where the Gilded Leaf was born. It began as a passion project for me, something that I could offer into my little corner of the world to build community with like-minded people, to share plant education and to honor the beauty of plants and the gentle ways that they help us heal. So before we continue, let's drink some tea and get into today's steeping. Cheers. That's good. And for those that are new here to this podcast, the today's steeping is a section where I break down the herbs or herbal blends that I have been using over the past week and have been either talking and highlighting it in the weekly steep that comes out on Wednesdays, or specifically pairing the energetic properties for specific podcasts and topics, and why I've decided to choose these specific herbs. So today's steep, I've decided to pair oat straw, tulsi or holy basil, and nettle, and of course with a little bit of honey, because life needs a little more sweetness. So this week's cup is not a complicated one. It's 3 plants. I've talked about each one of these herbs pretty extensively, but in the season of my life right now, I felt like these 3 could help me through, and it has. It's the kind of blend that does not announce itself. It simply stays close. Oat straw, gathered at its milky stage when the plant is at its most nourishing, mineral rich, and quietly extraordinary. The herb that feeds what long seasons of caring have slowly eaten away. Not dramatic, not urgent, just steady. It's faithful and deeply replenishing. Tulsi, or aka holy basil, is warm and aromatic, slightly clove-like. It's an adaptogen. It helps your body adapt to letting go of stress through the nervous system that meets strain with steadiness, uplifting the spirit while keeping the body grounded. For the season where there is still work to be done and the heart needs something to hold on to while it does. And then, of course, nettle. It's the green rebuilder is what I call it. It has a strong iron and minerals that nourishes or provides nourishment at the root. Nettle does not soften the hard season or the struggles or the challenges that we go through as we move into a different chapter, but it strengthens the person moving through it. And that's kind of what I've needed in this last month. And of course, a little bit of honey, because not every medicine has to arrive like a lesson. Some of it can come as kindness, and that's what I feel like honey is a product of. This is a cup for the long middle, is what I kind of like to call it, for the tender crossing, for the kind of exhaustion that does not ask for speed, but for care. This goes back to the solar plexus, and I encourage you to listen to season 1, episode 3 of the chakra series and the solar plexus. So pull up a chair, pour something warm if you don't have anything in front of you, pause this podcast, and let's come back in a minute. And let your shoulders drop a little, okay? Because today I want to talk about something most of us are living with, but not many of us are naming. There's a kind of exhaustion that sleep does not touch. Not the ordinary tiredness that often softens once the house grows quiet. No, not that kind. That's the good kind that a night's rest repairs. This is a little deeper than that. It's more woven in. It lives in the shoulders, in the jaw, in the breath that never quite finishes itself. It lives in the mind that keeps moving long after the body has asked quietly and then not so quietly to be still. It is what happens when the nervous system has been carrying too much for too long, when what was meant to be temporary has now become the air that you breathe, when endurance and wellness have been confused for each other for so many seasons that the body has forgotten there was ever a difference. And that's where I find myself right now. I am building something extraordinary, which is the Gilded Leaf. I'm writing every day, creating, and tending to all of the invisible labor that lives behind the scenes of making something meaningful with your own hands, right? I am, however, working full time. I'm packing up a life room by room, saying goodbye to a home that has held my daughter and me through years of becoming. And I'm mothering a teenager standing at the edge of her own, watching her move towards a future that is just beginning to step quietly but firmly into the room. And all of this is happening at once. And all of it is asking something of my body. And if I'm honest, I'm not just tired, I'm depleted. The kind of depleted that knows it does not need a pep talk nearly as much as it needs a long exhale, a soft place to land, a vacation, a loving refusal to keep pretending that endurance and wellness are the same thing. And yet, sometimes life asks us to keep going even while we're tender. Sometimes there is no clean pause between the ending of one chapter and the beginning of the next. Sometimes we walk forward while still carrying boxes, literally or otherwise. This is one of those seasons. It might be a season for you as well. And so over the weekend, I had an interesting conversation with two fabulous colleagues of mine that are both in alternative medicine. And I've been thinking about what it means to rebuild, not dramatically, not in one clean transformation, but slowly, honestly, in the small daily choices that either deplete the nervous system further or begin quietly, faithfully to restore it. There is a difference between rising to meet your life and abandoning yourself in the process. And I am learning that in real time. That authenticity does not only mean stepping fully into the next chapter, yes, it also means telling the truth about what it costs to get there, naming when the body is tired, or when the heart is stretched, when the future, even a chosen one, even a hopeful one, still asks something of your spirit that you have not quite finished giving yet. Growth can be sacred and still exhausting, and both things are true. This is why, hold on for a second. Thank you. This is why oat straw has felt so right to me this week. We steeped it together on Wednesday in the weekly steep, that quiet, mineral-rich plant that does not rush in with drama, but simply stays, feeds, restores what has been slowly worn down. It just nourishes it steadily, faithfully, in the background of an ordinary day. Alongside it, I have been reaching for Tulsi, the sacred steadiness that helps the spirit stand upright while the body catches its breath, and nettle for its deep green rebuilding, the iron and minerals and quiet insistence that the body deserves to be fed at the root, not just managed on the surface. Not because tea erases overwhelm, because I am overwhelmed. Not because herbs lift us magically out of hard seasons. I'm not saying that. But because there are times when the body needs something daily and devoted, something warm and faithful enough to say, I know you have been carrying so much. Here is one small way to be carried too. Because that is what rebuilding really is, right? It's not a dramatic reset, it's not like colonics, not waking up one morning radiant and beyond the reach of ordinary human strain. No, rebuilding is humbler, is that a word? And then that. It is choosing nourishment before collapse when you can. It is noticing when you have moved beyond busy and into something that deserves a more honest name. It is being willing, even in the middle of the crossing, to tend yourself with the same care you bring to everything else. And so if you are in a season like this one, I hope this reaches you like a warm cup set gently into both hands. Because, and I want you to hear this, depletion is not failure. Needing restoration is not weakness. And there are seasons when the wisest things we can do is stop asking ourselves to be endlessly available and to start asking what would actually help us feel nourished enough to keep living faithfully inside our own lives. If all you can do today is make a cup of tea with a little honey and sit for 5 quiet minutes before returning to what needs you, well, let that be enough. Because that counts too. That counts too. Because rebuilding begins not in grand declarations, but here, in the choosing of one nourishing thing, then another, then another. And so, before we part for today, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here, for listening, for showing up, for making space for the quiet things that move the heart and warm the soul. I hope that this felt more like a shared moment, because that's the goal here, like sitting with an old friend on the phone, talking about the things that are deep within ourselves. And of course, nothing needs to be fixed and nothing needs to be rushed, just time for you and me to sit and be together and do think about those things that are deep within ourselves. So, if something in this podcast stayed with you or softened you, I'm grateful, because that's the milk and honey of the Gilded Leaf, creating space to pause, to listen inward, and to remember ourselves with care. Oh, beloveds, this is a hard time, standing at the threshold, not quite ready to step into the next chapter, and almost done packing up the old chapter. So if this conversation found you at the right moment, if it met you somewhere tender, I want to ask you one small thing. Can you share it? Not with everyone, with one or two people who came in mind while you were listening, to a friend who is also in the long middle, a sister who has been carrying too much, the someone in your life who could use a warm cup and a reminder that they are not alone in this crossing. Sharing this podcast is how this little community grows, so quietly, intentionally, one good person at a time. And I'm grateful for every share, every kind word, every moment you help carry this work forward. So know that. As always, this is Bridget, signing off, steeped in intention and offered with care. Cheers.